Lisa Simone, bonjour.
Bonjour.
On va faire cet entretien en anglais puisque vous le souhaitez ainsi.
Oh oui, merci.
You have started your career in the American Air Force. At the age of 20 years, you realized that you did not like your job. How did you come to accept the fact that what was in your heart was the love for singing?
Well, first I was 28. I wish I had been 20. Then I would be.
28,
Then we'd be
sorry,
talking 8
28.
years ago. I realized that my heart was calling, and there was a fire that was lit inside of me that I had never really paid attention to before, because singing was not something I thought about. It simply was a part of who I was. And once I changed that relationship to it and recognized it as something significant in my life and as a light that I needed to follow, I hesitated not at all. And I decided to follow it no matter what anybody said. And I'm so glad that I did.
It's always joyful to follow your heart, isn't it?
It is. I mean, it's a hard journey. The heart's journey can be fraught with many difficulties, but it takes a lot of faith and a lot of confidence in oneself and the fact that there is joy on the other side, even when you're not certain of how exactly you're going to get there. And I'm a living testament to that fact, the fact that we're sitting here today and that all is well has been completed, and I am walking in my joy and sharing my heart, is a journey that's taken over 20 years.
Lovely journey. All is Well is the title of your first album and also the title of a track. Why this title?
Because all is well in this world. It's about our personal choice of how we choose to deal with situations. We are the sum total of all of our experiences, and we can either choose to look at our lives as being fraught with so many difficulties that we can never overcome them, or that we learn from those experiences and choose to be a light and choose to rise above certain things, and that involves many different factors: forgiveness, awareness, a willingness and choice to look at yourself nakedly and openly with honesty and without fear, and to then, after you look at yourself and love yourself no matter what, that you realize that you do have power, and the power of choice, and with that choice you can make a difference in your life. That is why all is well, because so many things in our lives, especially the most negative aspects, are only temporary. It's how we choose to look at them and deal with them.
All is well also because you are a believer, because of faith. Is it thanks to faith that you accepted that journey of yours?
Faith in the human spirit. It's a triumph. My story is a triumph of the human spirit. Faith is a belief in something unseen. And I was raised with a lot of that, with so many ministers in my family. But it's also about my own personal relationship to my greater destiny in this world. And faith has played a huge part in that. And the fact, once again, that I sit here today talking to you goes to show that there is something in that word faith. It is real.
Mm-hmm. All is Well is a very personal album. I understand that you have written most of it apart from 3 songs. The Child in Me is the oldest one, whereas Take It to the Father is the last one.
Yes.
Can you tell me why are you giving to the world such an intimate part of you now?
Why not? It's time. I have nothing to hide, so much to share. The legacy of my mother, Nina Simone, continues with me. I stand upon her shoulders. It's because of the sacrifices she made and the choices that she made that I can shine today. The fact that I found my own path, and I can do so with love and smile on my face and in my heart, goes to show that the race that she began, I shall finish. She wished she knew how it would feel to be free, and I am finally free. Another song that I wrote on this particular album. So there are a lot of things at play here. To be 52 years old and to finally have my voice be recognized, my name, my face, and my existence to be recognized independently of my mother is a huge step for the rest of the world, because I've always recognized myself as someone independent of my mother. It's been the rest of the world that's had a difficult time with that. So now that we're all on the same page, it's wonderful to be right here, right now.
By the way, she must be very proud of you from where she is.
She is.
You're a bright legacy indeed.
Thank you very much.
I want to close this interview with Africa. I want to ask you, I know that you are married to a Ghanaian beautiful chap. I also know that you have been to Liberia, to Senegal, to Guinea and whatnot. What is, according to you, the link that you have with Africa today?
Let's start with that. It's who I am. It's who we are as a people. My mother had a special relationship with the motherland. And when I was 10 years old, is the first time I ever went to Africa, and the first country I ever visited in my life was Guinea, when President Sékou Touré was in office with Auntie Zanzi, Miriam Makeba, and Kwame Touré, otherwise known as Stokely Carmichael. So those were my first experiences with Africa, and I remember how happy my mother was, how at home she felt like she belonged, which is something that she never felt like in America. The fact that I married an African American, my mother-in-law is Ghanaian and my father-in-law is American, but yet he was raised in Nigeria, was destiny. And I've been with my husband almost 20 years. So the fact that our daughter has African blood in her, my mother is also extremely proud. So my future is with the country of Africa. I'm not sure exactly how that's going to play out, but I am looking forward to that part of my journey.
Thank you. I cannot leave you, Lisa, Lisa Simone, must I remember, without asking you a single little question on your mom.
Okay.
I know that in 2015 you're going to produce a documentary on the real story of your mother's journey. Can you tell us a bit about this documentary?
It is the first real documentary that has ever been done on the life of my mother, from a place of truth. And you have different people who knew her very, very well, who will be speaking on screen. I'm very proud to be a part of this and to have been one of the driving forces behind it, because it's way overdue. One thing I can tell you, I've learned how legends and myths are born. You take a kernel of truth and then you just add all the stuff that you want to add to it to create something that is totally different than what the truth is. So once this documentary comes out, I will be able to walk into my own light, knowing that my job is done and knowing that I don't have to defend or justify or correct anything anymore.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Lisa.